What happens when you walk away from a steady job to chase a creative dream? Anxiety, doubts, and all. Actor, musician, and coach Adam LaSalle joins me to talk about risk, resilience, and finding your spark, no matter where you start. This is the Rebel Rebel Podcast. This episode of the Rebel Rebel is brought to you by my book, Brand Jitsu. Most brands blend in. They don't mean to, but they do. After 25 years of helping people fix that, I wrote the playbook. It's called Brand Jitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable. It'll show you how to shape your story so it hits and sticks. Grab a copy at your favorite bookstore or head to brandjitsu.com. Welcome to the Rebel Rebel. I am your host, Michael Dargy, and somewhere around the world, we're going to find out where. Please welcome to the show, Adam LaSalle. Adam, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I've been so excited for this episode, not the least of which is finding out more about that, what I want to say is a cello behind you, but we'll get there. Adam, where are you in the world?
I'm calling live from New York City.
New York City?
New York City, the Big Apple.
Yeah, that's right. See? I love it. That's fantastic. I have not yet met a person from New York I didn't love. So there's that.
I like to think that we're nice. New Yorkers get a bad rap, but I like to say that if we see tourists, if we see people who look a little lost, I like to think any New Yorker would be like, "Hey, how can I help you? Like, where are you looking to go? Let me give you a hand." Like, we are a very kind people. We might be a little rough around the edges, but we're really kind people.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't even have to look lost. Like my girlfriend and I were wandering through, we were in Hell's Kitchen. Mm-hmm. And we were there for a film festival, and we're looking for a place to eat, and we're literally just sort of stopped at a corner waiting for the light to change. This guy comes up and goes, "Hey, you know what you should do? You should go down to Sal's, not Sal's there, but the other Sal's. You want to go to other Sal's. You want to order the sandwich, and what the sandwich you want is turkey, right? But get it on rye. Don't get it on multigrain. Multigrain is the worst." Like, and this guy went on. It was amazing, and
it's also
he just wanted to look
advice.
After us.
Yeah. You always want to get it on rye. When you're in New York, you got to eat the rye bread.
I didn't know, but now I know.
Now we all know. We all know.
Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway, it's a lovely, lovely part of the world. We do hope to go back one day.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Oh, thanks. Just to sort of help people put this whole conversation into context, Adam, what is it that you do? You've got a pretty unique story, and I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I always have trouble answering this question because I do a handful of things. And part of the reason I do that is because I'm hoping to use my own life as an experiment and model what it means to take a risk with your life and do something that, even if you're wired to be anxious like I am, or you're wired to think that it's likely not going to work, like, what does it take to take a risk and try something totally wild? So what I do currently, I'm so unbelievably fortunate to say that I am an actor and a musician. So I'm a creative, and I split my time between that and helping other people take enormous risks with their life so that they can follow their dreams and do everything they've ever dreamed of and more. Which is like, sounds a little crazy because some people I think might hear that. At least a younger version of me would go, "This guy's scamming me. He just wants my money, or he's selling a book or something." But like, I was a high school teacher for 10 years before I quit to pursue my life as an actor and a musician. And I just have been documenting everything constantly and studying kind of how people learn, how people take risks, how people grow. And so I'm trying to essentially give everything away that I can to make sure other people find their light, find their thing, pursue it wholeheartedly, and live like a big, beautiful, exciting, creative life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Adam, I think that's the easiest way to put
it. So inspirational. I'm just, wow. Okay, so, all right, let's go back in time a little bit.
Sure.
And because I feel like this is going to be a little bit of an onion conversation. There's going to be some layers we're going to peel back. But have you always been this way? Have you always wanted to? I mean, you said you're a little anxious bag of water, but like, how is this manifested? Like, have you always been this way?
That's a great question. I think my journey might be similar to people who grew up similar to me, in the sense that I felt like a creative when I was a kid, though I didn't have the words for it. Like I was the kid
Mm.
who was doodling in class. I was the kid that, oh my God, I was terrible at sports, but like I liked playing in the band. I loved drama club. I loved painting and drawing. Like I just loved that world. And there was some sense of community that I felt in that. And I was so
Yeah.
fortunate that my school had a music program, that my middle school had they put on plays. Like I was fortunate that I grew up in a world where at least I could exercise some of that passion and interest and curiosity. And then
Yeah.
I think the heart of my I don't like to use the word anxiety because I've never actually been diagnosed by that in that sense. And my mother is a social worker. And so I really try to lead with the heart of like compassion in the sense that I don't want to speak on something I don't know about. I definitely feel like I have anxious tendencies
Yeah,
where I
that's
tend to
fair.
ruminate or I self sabotage or things like that.
Yeah.
And so I think that anxious feeling started when I got to my adulthood and be it explicitly or implicitly told, I just had this understanding that you stop being creative when you're an adult. And I don't know where I got that from, maybe in my family, maybe in my community, maybe in my schooling, but at some point I just thought nobody does this for a living. You have to get a quote unquote real job, which hurts my heart to even say.
Uh,
And then I think I was for most of my 20s, which I think is crucial to my story, is that I was just constantly out of alignment. Is that I was just
huh.
doing things that I wasn't passionate about, and for anyone who's been in a job that they hate or that they're just staring out a window and daydreaming of a life that's different than the one, like I think that's where it really started, where I wasn't accessing a part of me that was crucial to my to my well-being, to my
Uh,
flourishing, to who I am. And so I think that's the heart of it, is kind of when I started getting out of alignment, which essentially is when I removed creativity from my life.
wow. Wow. That's really deep. Um,
That's kind of how we roll.
yeah.
I can't not. I'm sorry. I can't not, because I feel like the deep thing is the important stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
part of my
Oh,
mission too is to constantly, when people ask how are you, I try my best to challenge, like, well, what if I answered honestly? And so
right.
sometimes I just go, I'm not okay. And then people, it kind of wakes them up. It wakes myself up. I was like, oh crap, I said that. They're like, oh crap, he just said that. And like suddenly we're having a human conversation though. You know what I mean?
What?
So
Oh,
yeah.
that is. I want to say fun, but it's not fun. But I think that's a much overlooked thing, is to have human conversations. We tend to just do these vapid platitudes here and there just to, keep meandering through your day. And but yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, nobody wants to hang out with you if you're always having a bad day, but I think it's legit to be like, today's not a great one,
Yeah.
but here I am.
Yes. 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 And I think anyone who has the courage to begin a conversation like that, I would hope, at least what I've found in my own experience and a lot of people that I talk to about this, is that people, I think, are kinder than we think they're going to be. Like the times that
Mhm.
I have been in a bad headspace or that I have been really vulnerable about something in my life, even people that I might not have been the closest with, that like looking back, it might not have even been like the best scenario. I was just overwhelmed, or maybe I didn't handle that social situation as gracefully as I could have.
Yeah.
I've always been so touched by the kindness that people will offer me, or that I try my best to offer in other people.
Hmm.
I have a line from my social worker mother, which has just resonated with me my entire life, is that when we would come home from school and she would say, how was school today? We were not allowed to use the words fine, because she would always say, fine tells me nothing. And I just think that's a good rule for life, is that like, if I
Huh.
hear somebody say things are fine, I can't help but have a little bit of curiosity and go, but how is it really? Like, are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Like, are things okay? Because to me, it's a little bit of coded language of like, and again, not everybody wants to talk about it. I totally understand that, but it at
Yeah.
least opens the conversation to go, if you need something, we can talk about it.
That's amazing. Yeah. Thanks for being that human, Adam.
Oh, thanks. I try. Part of it again is like modeling. I'm just trying my best. I think teaching
Yeah.
teaches you this, that like you can't have. I used to coach teachers, and so one of the things is that, and I was guilty of this myself, is that sometimes you would say that you want something from your students, like I want you to be on time and I want you to be respectful, but then the teacher was yelling and late and this, that, and I was like, you got to make sure that you are doing the things you'd want your
Mm.
students to be doing. And I just think that like anytime I saw garbage on the floor, I'd be like, Adam, you can pick that up. Like, yeah, like in a perfect world, that person wouldn't have left their garbage behind, but like it costs you nothing and it just pick up the garbage. And so I try my best to constantly think about modeling the behaviors I hope to see in others before just asking that of them.
I love that. Damn. Damn. This is exactly what the world needs right now, Adam. More Adam, please.
Oh, goodness. That's very kind of you to say.
So what does a day in Adam's life look like? It feels like there's a lot of various stuff happening, but what's the typical one?
Oh, well, one of the things that I've worked very hard to kind of design my life around is that I have accepted the idea that every day is very different. And I tried to do the routine thing. And not to say that routines aren't important. Routines are very important. I just find routines that work for me. And part of that is
Yeah,
that I have to have a lot of nuance and change and kind of like a dynamic quality to my day. So
yeah.
every day is a little different. I stick with the same morning routine. I always have coffee. My
Mhm.
fiance and I have coffee with our two cats. But then the day kind of takes off. I might be at an audition. I might have clients I'm working with. I might be leading a group session. I might be building curriculum for a coaching program. In the middle of that, I might sidestep to another audition, or I might be playing piano for a gig. Sometimes there's a performance at night. Sometimes there's another audition. Sometimes there's a piano gig. Uh, and so I've really tried to kind of embrace a very freelancing, creative, dynamic life. And it has taken, let me be clear, years and years, and so much thoughtful deliberation about
Mm,
like what life would really light me up, with the hope that if I am living a life that I am in alignment with my values, it means that I can show up
yeah,
for other people better. And so in that sense, the dynamic quality keeps me it keeps me off autopilot, which is where I was for most of my life, and allows
yeah.
me to then be more present when I hear someone say, I'm doing fine, so that I can kind of be at 110% to go, hey, do you need anything? Like, is everything okay? Because I'm here to listen. I'm in no rush, whatever it might be. And so
Love it.
it's a lot of kookiness, and it keeps me, I guess is the best way to put that.
Yay!
Yeah.
Excellent. Are you? Do you prefer stage or film?
I love live theater. There's nothing like it. I mean,
Yeah,
I think the storytelling of film is really cool because you can do so much with it. You can put it
yeah,
anywhere. It can be about anything. And not to say that the theater can't,
yeah,
but that being said, there are there aren't a lot of things that we get to see humans be humans in real human time. And there's something
yeah.
about theater, dance, live music that's just like, wow, that's a human. That's just like that's just a like that's like a me up there. That's somebody else. That's a person doing that. And I just think that's endlessly inspiring.
Yeah. What is your okay, what's your favorite role or favorite thing you've done on stage so far to date?
I got really, I mean, I got so stinking lucky in so many ways because this whole industry, I can't deny, is a whole bunch of luck. Like there's a lot of
Mhm.
preparation and hard work, but I can't deny that right place, right time. I was the right look, I was the right height, like stupid stuff that I just
Yeah.
happened to be available and okay and knew this person, whatever it was. But I got really exceptionally lucky at this one moment when I got to play. I did a play called Two Pianos, Four Hands last summer, actually, in Chicago. And it's a two-person play about classical pianists. And it ends with a memorized 9-minute double piano concerto. And I'm not that good of a
Oh my
pianist,
god.
but like I spent months preparing. I've never worked harder on any creative endeavor in my life. And
Wow.
funny, speaking about anxiety, the few minutes before opening night, I had a bit of a panic attack before going on because I was like, I can't do this. I can't. There's no way I can do this. Like I'm not qualified enough. I'm not prepared enough. And it was all of that,
Uh-huh.
self-destructive thinking. Um, but we did get through it, and I got to do that show for maybe a month and a half, 2 months, and
Oh.
it really made me. It humbled me. It terrified me. It excited me, and I I hope anyone who pursues something they care about, I hope everybody experiences something like that, because that woke me up in a way I didn't know. I didn't even know I had access to. Like, it was kind of a
That's,
wild experience.
yeah, holy. Yeah, well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
What's the bucket list item for Adam? What's the role that you would lose your mind for?
See, it's funny you say that, because what I was going to ask is, can I be honest? And when you said bucket list, what came to mind actually was not a role.
Oh,
Um, my bucket list, if I'm being honest with myself, is I want to change the world. I want to. I mean this very genuinely. Like, I want to. What I am trying to do is, I'm trying to, like, be the researcher of everything that I can understand about life, because I just see. It's funny, actually. I had a profound moment doing that play. If I can tell a quick story, was that the
yeah.
play is the play centers around these two people pursuing a life in classical music, and both of them essentially quit. It's too hard. They don't see themselves in it, and they are the best of the best. There's that sense of identity of, do I really belong here, etc.
Yeah.
And I was so fortunate that I had one of the monologues at the end of the play in which the guy is essentially kind of pouring his heart out and saying, like, I quit, but I have to believe that I was good enough to make it if I kept going. Like that, any artist, any creative, I think, would understand this, of like, regardless of where you are, like, you can't sleep at night unless you at some point believe that if you had worked hard and you had continued, it could be possible. And I just remember, like, I remember
Yeah.
reading that monologue and being like, I get this guy. Like, I was this guy. I'm trying my best to, like, do the thing and pursue it. But, like, I know this feeling deeply, this acute pain. And I was doing this monologue in one of the last shows. I just remember looking out in the audience, and it was the first time in my performing career that I felt like the audience was connecting with the material in a way that felt different. It felt almost tangible. It felt like there was a almost, dare I say, like, spiritual experience. Like, I don't have the words for it, but I remember just being like, oh, I was like, there's a lot of people that connect with this idea. Like, there's a lot of people that hear this story and go, I get this. And these are
Yeah.
my intrusive thoughts. And that's when I started pursuing what I'm pursuing now. I just sensed that I was like, oh, there's a lot of people who were on a similar path that I was on, that I just, and I don't know, it's just a weird sense that I feel that there's people in the world that need a lot of love, and they need to be listened to, and they need to be heard, and they need to kind of find their creative spirit, and they need to find their thing, their light, and, like,
Yeah.
find it and light themselves up again. And so, sorry, there's a long-winded way of saying, I would love if I could find what I'm trying to do and really do that thing and change the world, because I think there's a need for this thing, and I want to play a role in making it happen.
What kind of feels like you're doing it? You know, from from all measures, it seems like you are exactly doing what you say you want to do. So well done, sir.
Oh, thank you. I think I'm on that path. A part of it is,
I don't
like,
know that there's an end where you get to look back and it'd be like, oh yeah, here's the end of it. So check that box. I think that the fact is that you're doing it and you're in this moment, you're cataloging it, you're experimenting, you're trying the thing, you're doing the stuff, you're getting the message out. That's the thing. So hell yeah.
thank you.
I love
I
it.
would agree with that. The only thing I would add to that, and I think this is my musician brain going, is that, like, you just, as a musician, you spend so much time doing something over and over and over and over and over again, and there's always more to learn, and and, like, only by digging deeper do you actually find that there's more to learn. And, like, it's just that beautiful thing that the process is the product. Like, there's just, I don't know if other careers have that, but I just, like, as a musician, I just, like, you just do the same thing. I imagine in, like, a culinary sense, I meant you, like, make the same meal again and again until it's like, but there
Yeah.
was
Is that what codas are for? To go back and just redo that phrase again?
it's like embellishing it so you get, like, a nice kind of virtuosic moment, I guess.
Mm.
But I think about that when I think about being effective. Like, what I'm doing is the beginning of something. And I would hope that through my training and through my experience that I hope to be effective in what I do, but like I know I have so much. I know there's so many more ways that I could serve and help other people. And so in that sense, I was
Love it.
like, oh my God, I haven't done anything yet. Like there's so much more that I want to do. So I appreciate your kind words and I do receive them. And part of me just wants to go, but there's so much more. And so that's
Of
the kind of
course.
journey that
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Let's say you're what part of New York are you in exactly? Like you Upper East
I'm
Side,
in
West Side?
Midtown West.
Okay. Um, okay, I'm going to throw this out here because it is cliche, but it's cliches are there for a reason. And it just so happens in the short period of time I was in New York, we walked through Central Park as one does.
Mm-hmm.
Ran into Big Bird smoking a cigarette on a park bench, which was pretty hilarious.
Incredible.
But yeah, it was very New York. Anyway, so you're walking through Central Park, let's just say, and you're thinking to yourself, Adam, I just wish the world knew this one thing. What is the one thing that you wish the world knew?
I wish everybody knew that human potential is accessible to everybody. I think that there's something that, at least in my own journey, is that it always feels like, or it felt like for a very long time, it was somebody else's. Like I almost felt like I was a secondary character to the primary characters of other people's lives. Um,
Oh,
and I think one of my theories that I'm kind of toying with is that like I devoured every self-help book and every self-development resource imaginable. I invested so much money in this stuff, and yet I could not make the change that I wanted to see in my life.
yeah.
And the thing that the thing that I realized, because I kept hearing mindset, like just change your mindset, be open to your mindset, whatever it might be. And like I was just like, what am I not getting here? Like, is my brain broken?
Yeah.
Like what can I not embody here? And
Huh.
I think for me, there's a step before mindset, and it's essentially believing that you're the person that can make change in your life. Like, I just thought that that wasn't accessible to me. Like, even the mindset thing wasn't accessible to me. Like, I was so frozen in my own ways that I'm like, well, like, there's Brad Pitt and the rest of us. I'm like, I'm just a normal guy. I'm just a human. Like, I'm not, I don't have extraordinary wealth. I don't have all these fancy things. And so it was only through believing that I could make change first and that I could be someone who could have a story, who could have a noteworthy story in that sense of like finding love or finding a career that I cared about or whatever it might be. And so I would just say that the one
Yeah.
thing I would say is that like you have more access to it than I think you might even realize. And to some people that might be obvious, but for someone who might be a younger or different version of me might go, I don't know. And I'm like, no, I know it. I trust me. Trust me. If I have life-changing magic within me to like do like, and I'm just a guy, I'm just a dude. Like I know you can too. That's a long-winded answer. Sorry.
Oh, there's no apologies. There's no apologies. There's no apologies in this dojo, Adam.
Great. We will
What's your favorite?
strike it
What's
from
your
the
favorite
record.
musical instrument?
My favorite musical
No
instrument is
achievement.
piano, hands down.
All right. Talk to me about this cello that's looming behind you.
Wait, this is a gigantic double bass here. It's a beautiful, it's been a lifelong dream of mine was to own my own bass. I'm a guitarist, a pianist, and a bassist, but bass is my weakest instrument.
Oh, it's a
And
stand-up bass.
yeah, it's a stand-up bass. And so
Oh,
it's
okay.
like,
Yeah, I can only see like a little sliver of it.
I want to say it's like almost 6 feet tall. It's like, it's a big boy. And, I'm so grateful that I've had this only for like 2 or so years, and
Yeah.
I was really worried that my fiance would be like, "Can we not have it in the living room?" But she was the one to say, "Can we put it in the living room?" And I was like, "Yes." So like, I love looking at that instrument. I just think I like the karma that it just like the energy
Mm.
of having like
Mhm.
waking up and having coffee and just staring at a double bass and being like, "What's up, dude? What's up, dude? It's nice having you
Can
here."
Do you ever like just go doom 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 doom?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever just have that moment?
We try to, which you can't quite see right now, is that we live in a 1-bedroom apartment in New York, so you can imagine there's not a lot of space. But my fiance has been kind enough to like essentially, she has a really cool vibe going. It was her apartment that I moved into, but essentially she's like, I'd like you to essentially litter the living room with your instruments. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool to me. So I have a double bass here. My piano keyboard is right here. We have 2 guitars here. I have my electric bass in the bedroom. And so literally I will just, sometimes if I'm bored, sometimes if I need a break, I'll just walk over and or just pick up the guitar. And that's the thing too, is like everyone's got their kind of centering thing. Instruments, I have enough hard data for my own life to be like, well, this is clearly something that puts you in a good mood, Adam. So if I'm stressed, if like if I had a rough day, I'm just like, Adam, just pick up an instrument. You're going to feel better. So I just like to put them everywhere. So the environment reminds me that I have ways to self-soothe and cope through anything.
That's awesome. It's inspiring. Let me ask you a question. Do you cook?
Oh, and the answer is no, but I'm trying my best. I know very little about food and tasting things, and what I'm realizing is there's a whole world. I don't know if you know this, but food can taste really good if you try hard. And so instead of just eating food to, nourish myself, I'm trying this new thing where I eat food and make it taste good. But this is a journey. This is a journey that I'm really struggling. I'm really quite bad at it. But you know what? I give myself room to grow. Do you cook?
Oh, I love cooking. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
Do you have any advice for someone who sucks at it? I don't mean to frame it as I suck at it, but as someone who could benefit from feedback.
Well, I would say that you start with the most basic dish. Don't worry about a recipe so much, and just add stuff as you go. I'm famous for my bolognese and chili, but I've never made it the same way twice in all my years. It's always a little different each time.
Do you work from a recipe?
No.
At all? Or do you just kind of wing it?
I just kind of have this idea of what should go in it.
But how do you get that?
And then well, I don't know. I guess like with bolognese, I know that there's, a ground beef in it usually and tomatoes. And then I just, experiment with like usually a red wine reduction with, with onions. And I don't know. I just experiment.
And then would you say that you are like a super taster? That you are like, oh, it just needs a little bit more salt and a dash of cayenne pepper or whatever you put it on.
No, my palate is my palate is like it's not like that. I think it's more like, oh, I think this would be good, or it would be really great to have this vegetable in here. And I like, chunky vegetables, like, the red pepper that's, just chunks of it, like not finely diced or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. I embrace the imperfection of it all.
Cheers to that. Yes.
Thank you. What's the most New York thing you've ever done?
I guess that depends on like how you would define New York.
I will leave that to you to decide.
Like I feel like I've had plenty of like New York moments where like I've been the guy who, like, I'm in my pajamas and I just want a bagel down the street, and so I'm like not the kindest version of myself, and like you're not sure if this guy like slept outside last night or he's just like in a bad mood. And so like I've been the New Yorker who and that's the one part about it I love about this city, is that I just feel like it brings out your most authentic self, because nobody really cares. I genuinely think most people don't really care what your vibe is. And so like you can just kind of vibe. I just literally right before this, I got sushi around the corner and I was like, I had 15 minutes. And I had this shirt on and I had some gym shorts on, and like I just feel like it looked like I was taking a I feel like a COVID Zoom call where you make sure the like top part of you looks a certain way. I am wearing nice pants, I will say. But I just thought like there was a part of me that just kind of looked like someone who clearly didn't care how he looked. And so in that sense, I guess I had a New York moment just a few minutes ago. I was just the guy. I was the guy walking through New York being the guy that didn't care about how he looked.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, that's perfect. It's exactly what I mean. Exactly.
Yeah.
We met this guy their first night in New York. We were up on the upper East Side, and we decided to walk beside Central Park. I don't know what time it was, like 6 or 7 or whatever. We're walking along, and there's this guy walking towards us. We didn't know what to do. We're like fish out of water. So we're just like, hey, excuse me. This is our first night in New York. What would you recommend? And he's got this little dog, and he looks like, I can't even describe him, but maybe the voice will help. So he picks up his little dog, and he's like, okay, here's what you need to do. What you want to do is you want to go to the Carlisle, all right? And what you want to do when you get to the Carlisle, you want to talk to Brad. Brad's going to be behind the bar tonight, and you want to talk to him. And what you want to get is Manhattan.
Yeah.
So
yes,
it was that guy. And he had all the advice in the world. And then he puts his dog down. He's like, have a great night. And off he goes into the dark. And then I do the most New York thing I've ever done. And I step into the street and I hail a cab.
Hey, how did that feel?
Oh my God, it was so great.
So exciting, right? Your first New York City cab. You'll never forget it.
I'll never forget it. The first time. Yeah.
And
then, take us to the Carlisle. I think we were only a couple blocks away, but it was great. Man, it was so good.
And did you meet Brad?
We did. Yeah. And he had his vest, and, it was great. And they make Manhattans like, yeah.
This is the kindness of New Yorkers, is that these are people who love New York, and that everyone wants to share their best New York moment. Like, there's just, everybody's got a hot take on the best drink in New York, the best food in New York, the best bagel, the best slice of pizza. And
sure.
What's great is that a lot of them are not wrong. Like, there's a lot of great places to eat a lot of great food and drink. And so, yeah, I'm glad that you had a good experience, and I'm glad Brad could help you out.
Yeah, it was good. It was so good.
Yeah.
What is your, do you ever find yourself singing a song?
Constantly.
As you're, okay. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Could be, maybe you're ironing, maybe you're walking down the street. What is that song? What's the song that's on repeat, that owns real estate in your head?
Well, I have to give credit to my wonderful fiance, because she thought of this. We have a cat named Iris. And she's quite grumpy as a cat. But we still call her the goodest girl in the whole wide world. And so the tune that is constantly in my head is, she's the goodest girl in the whole wide world, Iris the cat. And so that plays in my head. It's been playing for years on a daily basis. Every time I'm looking at her right now, she's the goodest girl in the whole wide world, Iris the cat. That is trademarked by Allison. She thought of that. I need to give her full credit. She is the composer of that.
Noted.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Yeah, that's a great question. You think I'd be prepared for this? No, it's there's just all stuff on repeat, and like it's just a constant barrage of sometimes jingles. Sometimes I don't know if you've ever watched Community.
Oh yeah, years ago, but yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while, out of nowhere, it's like Troy and Abbott in the morning.
It's a catchy one. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just pops into my head for no reason. I'm just like, and off I go.
Totally.
But mostly I just make up lyrics to sort of songs that are kind of like, I just make it up. I got no agenda.
Did you have one today or in the past few days that you made up that you're particularly proud of?
Boy, my partner, she'd be so mad if I don't answer this, but nothing's coming to mind. I wasn't expecting this.
And that's okay. That's okay.
I'm freezing. I just froze. I never freeze. Wow. It'll come to me. Well, as soon
Yeah,
as,
yeah, yeah.
as soon as we're done with something, you're like, oh man, I'm going to call Adam
Email
right
me.
now.
Email me.
Yeah.
A little voice
little
memo.
voicemail. Yeah. Little voice memo. So if you were to do a big move, like, and I'm talking like just in what it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life, that you haven't done yet, like what big decision do you need to make right now that that you're going to do? What's your next move?
This sounds kind of well, I don't know how it sounds. Maybe I shouldn't even frame it in a certain way. I think I am in a chapter. I'm in a chapter of attempting to believe in myself. Um, I took a risk 7, 8 years ago to leave the classroom and pursue acting, and I'm so crazy, crazy fortunate that it like kind of worked, and I'm so fortunate that I get to do that.
Yeah.
But me stepping into this kind of entrepreneurial, coaching, therapeutic, mindfulness, helping others in a very direct way thing is like a little under a year old. And I've been
Okay.
so fortunate that I've been working with people and I've kind of been building my own little private practice. But a part of it is if I really want to take the next step in my life. And it's so interesting because it's exactly what I'm trying to make sense of in kind of all the research I'm doing too. It's like how do people like I'm so fortunate that I checked off certain things that I only could have dreamed about.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of acknowledging that and practicing gratitude for it, but at the same time being like, well, what might come after that? And
Right.
the only thing holding me back is my belief in myself at this point because I could not say it's going to be easy and that I have all the resources. I definitely don't have all the answers. I don't have all the questions. I don't know, but at some
Yeah.
point there's a sense of I could spend a good amount of time and like really say, I'm going to commit to this. Like if I want to just for a fun thought exercise, like that would be cool to give a TED talk one day. Be like, oh crap. Like Adam, are you gonna do like these are the conversations that I have with myself. I don't know if other people do this, but I kind of put myself in the driver's seat and the passenger seat. And
I
I
love it.
go, well, Adam, you said you wanted to do that. And then passenger seat Adam goes, well, that was just like a crazy dream. And then driver's seat Adam goes, but you said that. So maybe you actually do want to do a TED talk one day. It's like, well, yeah, but I'm not qualified to do that. Like, well, you're not qualified now, but also when do you make the decision to be qualified? So like in that sense, I think it really boils down to like, do I trust myself to take some big leaps in my life?
Yeah.
And I think that would determine kind of the next big thing for me.
Love that. What a great answer.
Thank you.
But do you travel?
Sometimes I'm fortunate that
Okay.
sometimes work, like some of my creative stuff, allows me to travel.
Cool.
So I don't voluntarily travel, but sometimes I'm brought places to do things.
I know, given that you're in New York, this is probably an unfair question because it's not like, well, I mean, maybe you can, but are you a wade into the ocean guy or are you a jump, you full on smash your way into the water guy?
I'm definitely a smash my way into the water. I'm actually, you know what? Let me clarify that. I'm the person who sits on the beach who goes, I don't need to get wet today. I'm okay. I'm okay. And then I sit there and I go, but it does look nice. It would be cool. It would be nice. And then I talk myself out of not doing it for like probably 45 to 3 hours, like 45 minutes to a few hours. And then at some
Yeah.
point, I have a very aggressive conversation with myself. And I go,
Mhm.
Adam, you really want to just do it. Just do it, do it now. And then I will clumsily thrust myself into the water. And so that I think is the most accurate metaphor that I can describe for my life.
Perfect. I can see it. They're like
Yeah,
literally see it.
I probably give off that kind of vibe. You're like, I bet
Yeah.
he trips and then goes into the water. That's kind of the vibe he has.
I love it. Okay. So I think this is like, of all the guests I've had, I feel that this is most apropos for you. But there's these people in the world I call the rebels in waiting, the people that are, maybe they're a teacher and deciding that this isn't a good fit or whatever this happens to be. Maybe they're in the middle of something. Maybe they're pivoting or whatever they're about to jump in the water. What's the one advice you'd give to these rebels in waiting that will help get them where they need to be?
I think there are a few steps to this. I think one of the things that I would say to anybody is do not think that you need to look for one answer. I think a lot of it is understanding that this is complicated and it's okay. I would say the first thing is to slow down, acknowledge how you feel, like really, really feel your feels and understand if something is off, if something is, or the better thing that I think is behind the something's off is I have a feeling that you could do some really cool, extraordinary things. And so like in that sense, I think that there's an acknowledgement, and that comes with slowing down and really hearing that, really connecting with your gut. I think after that comes belief, is believing that you could be someone who could change your life. And I say that I assure you, you are someone who can, who will change your life. And then that third step is just to have the courage to try. Like, just don't worry. Don't worry about, you'll figure it out. There are certain things that you can only figure out by just going. Leap before you're ready. Go before you're ready. Just go for it. You'll figure out the rest. It's going to work out. You have to believe that it might, or that it's at least possible. So even your most cynical part of your brain who goes, what are the odds? Go, yeah, but you know what? There are odds. It's not impossible. People do it. People less qualified than you are doing it. And so I'd say acknowledge, believe, and have the courage to try. And if you need any help, reach out, say hi. This is what I do with people. So that's all I'd say.
What a perfect segue. Where can they find you? Where can people connect with Adam?
Check out my website. It's adamlasalle.co, not com, just co. You can also find me on Instagram, adam.lasalle. I just want to throw this out there. I'm doing a pilot right now, which means it's totally free. Yes, it is free to join. It's group sessions. It's what is all of the research that I'm doing is essentially the number one thing that people who are stuck, who are in that kind of creative crossroads, who don't know where to go. All of our data is pointing to the first thing that people want is community. They want to know they're not alone. So we are running right now a pilot program of if you want to join, if you want to just have a Zoom call to hop into once a week, once every other week, just to hear other people, just to see that it's possible, see other people change their lives. Please join us. You can go to adamlasalle.co. There's a big banner on top. It says join the group. So we're accepting everybody. Just come on down. So join us.
Excellent. And everything will be down in the show notes so people can just make with a clicky there as well. Adam, this has been outstanding. I love your energy and I love what you're bringing to the world. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Michael, thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it so very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. Hey, if you're an artist, scientist, entrepreneur, or business owner who wants a smooth and proven method to find, shape, and share your story with the world, head on over to brandjitsu.com and order a copy of my book, Brand Jitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable. I've been your host, Michael Dargy, and this has been the Rebel Podcast. It's a podcast for creative rebels and entrepreneurs all over the world. And hey, if you're a rebel or you know a rebel, head on over to therebelrebelpodcast.com and fill out the guest request form. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.